Welcome everybody, this is Papa Sean of Cavern Angels. I'm going to show you the TIE Fighter build for taking out power systems on the MC-75. Alright, I like to use the TIE Fighter because it has got a lot of goodies, such as the reflect hole, which makes you invisible greater than 1500 meters out, so they can't see you coming, hopefully. I like to go with the thrust engines to get you in there and out quick. The idea is to take out that power system and then trade out your ship for something different. So with that, we'll take the primary weapon being ion cannon, left auxiliary is ion torpedo, right auxiliary I use is ion missile. You only need to take out the power system one ion torpedo or ion cannon, a couple shots with ion missile. And ion missile can be dumb fire. That means you double tap your fire button and off the ion missile will go. And if it hits the power system along with a few ion cannon shots, you'll have what you need to take out the power system. I always go out with the countermeasures being chafe particles. It protects you and others. The thrust engine is really fast. Reflect hole keeps you hidden. With that, we'll give it a go. I'm going to show you the path that I take, and also a special thanks to Vulcan who showed me and taught me this path. Alright, so as we go in here, this is the training that you could pop in, and this is great for practicing your runs. So as you come out of the hangar here into the practice arena, you see that little eyeball that tells you you are hidden. So as long as that's up, that means no other players can see you coming. We'll cut our engines here. Alright, you bring up the practice menu and you can deploy enemy squadrons, but what you want to do is deploy the enemy flagship. And you want to make sure you put this in pilot difficulty. As you increase the difficulties, it gives the AI, the capital ships and things, additional health points, and therefore you won't get an accurate practice run. So you want to go with the pilot. We'll go ahead and deploy a flagship, and then we're going to want to target the flagship subsystems. Alright, so I'm going to put power into engines. You can see the flagship here. We've got kind of got started out a little bit closer. Let me back off so we can see the approach properly. I'm going to go back over to the Star Destroyer. I've got the power system targeted. Alright, so you notice that the AI doesn't see you. It's only the players. So you'll be able to make this run. If people are coming out of the hangar, they'll start to see you about now. But when you get to the 1500 mark, you'll start your lock-ons. Go ahead and fire your ion torpedo beforehand, because all you need is the ion missile and a few blasts from your ion cannon. We'll just get away from here so we can show you. We'll fire off a little countermeasure there to kill the missile after us. Alright, so I'm going to cut the engines and come around here so we can take a look at it. You see it's burning. We killed the power system already. And we can toggle between the different subsystems. It's still got its shield generators, it still has its targeting system, and you can see that the shields are about 75%. Alright, the reason I fired that ion torpedo is because, yes, you can land the ion torpedo on the power system if you fire it just as you cross that threshold of the shield barrier. But I like to fire it beforehand for a couple of reasons. One, it shows you where that shield barrier is a little easier. You can see where it pops. As soon as your ion torpedo pops in front of you, you know that you're hitting that shield barrier, and as you get closer to that power system, you can go ahead and open fire with your cannons, because you're going to need a few shots of that along with your ion missile to overload that power system and destroy it. Alright, so that's one run. Now if we wanted to practice this, all we'd have to do is hit that remove enemy flagship. It's gone. And then bring it out again. You'll notice it destroyed the ship. This is actually a good thing. It helps reload you a lot quicker so you can keep this going faster. So again, we flip to flagship systems. We're going to go ahead and target the power system. Throw our power to engines just to get over there with the burst and things. We got one ion torpedo, 6 ion missiles. You notice the approach I'm taking is from the top. If you come from the bottom, you won't have enough space within the ship's shields in order to get off your fire. So you kind of want to make that angle of attack just so you can get through the top layer of the shields. Again, we're getting locks right now. The first was the ion missile, the second is the torpedo. I went ahead and fired the torpedo. Dumb fire that ion missile. I did collide a little bit with the ship, but you see I'm using the reflect hull, which will make me invisible, and it also reduces some of the health. It's even enough just to keep up straight on the ship, bouncing off of the destroyed power system is still enough to keep you alive and get you out into safety. Alright, I must have floated a little bit close to the ship. And it started shooting at me here. Alright, so I've killed the engines. We're sitting out here about 2K. So if you wanted to make multiple runs with other configurations, like if you wanted to, instead of taking that ion torpedo and wanted to instead take the penetration, the shield penetration torpedoes, you could effectively take out the shield generators while you're out with the same build as well. I like to take the ion torpedoes. Gives you something like a longer range fire in case the shields happen to go down. You can also use the ion torpedo if you don't use it on the power system or just on the generic shields. You can take out the shields by disabling them as well. I don't tend to do so because once the time has expired on that disabled, they'll just come back online. It's much better to do physical damage to them. The benefits of taking out that power system are going to be, one, it demoralizes the hell out of the enemy when it happens on the first cap ship flip, when you have this thing lose its power system within the first minute, say, of the flip over. And the other side of it is it exposes the ship to weak points. There's going to be like little blue sparks all over the ship. And probably going to get destroyed here coming in here to show those off, but if you attack those blue spots, it does tremendous damage to the ship. And you'll notice you're harder to hit if you're using your boost. And so we just flew past one of them, and it's very helpful to your team if you let them know where you've seen some of these. So if you're on voice comm, say, hey, I see on the back tail, there's on the top side, there's 3 or 4. Probably see them again here as I glide by. I'm kind of going at this with very low health. Yeah, so you can see those glowing blue pimples, as some call them. So you're going to want to burst those. You're going to need to use your laser fire, or you can also use the barrage rockets. Those are excellent for taking them out. You'll notice that there is some kind of auto aim that happens with your lasers, and so if their turrets are out there, it'll auto aim correct a little bit over towards those turrets, so you might happen to miss your shots, but the barrage rockets will fire straight. So if you're firing true at those blue pimples, you'll take them out and do tremendous damage to the ship's hull. That's how you see some people with crazy high numbers in their matches. It's because they're destroying those weak points in the hull. Weak points in the hull happen when you kill out the power system. It also happens when you do damage to hull sections and things, so it'll open up weak spots, and then you can take them out. Alright, let's do one more run, just to show you guys you know, how let's see how many we can do. Like, let's go ahead and remove the ship. Deploy another one. It kills us. We come back out the gate, targeting that flagship sub. Come on, get down there. Subsystems. Alright. So this is great. So like if you're, you know, just waiting for your buddies to come out in matches, you can throw this up. I just recently changed my whole configuration on how I use my game controller, so I've been running these just to practice the different controls that I've set up. So that's the ion missile first lock. I didn't get the lock. Whoops, when I bounced off the ship. Got a little too close there. It's distracted talking to y'all. Alright, let's pop back around. So we used up our ion missile. You see it's counting back up. It's about, I think it's 20 seconds, 24 seconds to use that. So if you need to correct your run, come out to about 2,000, 2,500. You want to make sure you're sitting on the top side of the ship. We're on the bottom, so I just need to blast up, get over the top of the ship. You can see in the circle the counter that indicates how far away we are. Coming around. Now we're on top of it. We just want to straighten out our run a little bit.
That was close.
Alright, so we are coming in a little fast. I'm going to slow it down. And there we go. We've taken out the power system just so. So even if you botch your run, it you know, you're going to be taking fire potentially from other players and potentially AI as well. So not quite as easy as that, especially if they see that you tried to make a run. They might be watching for it again. It's usually a bit chaotic. We'll go ahead and set up another one. And if you don't get blown up, just keep cycling it out until you do, because you do want to get a fresh restart. Alright, so now we've got a brand new ship. Let's see if we can make another flawless run here, since the last one I bounced off a little bit. And you kind of want to really begin your run when you're about 2,500 out. Alright, so I want to get a little bit more over the top. Careful you don't bounce off the hull like I did. And we're going to come in. Again, I like to fire that ion torpedo just in case your team is trying to take out the shields. You can also see where that shield bursts, like right there. And we got the power system again. You don't have to run into the ship like I do. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss the thing for the videos and show that you can still get out. You'll probably be taking fire from other players. And you see as soon as you get to that 1,500 threshold, we're invisible, and we are heading back to swap out for our other ship, the Star Destroyer. Well, I hope this helps you guys as you practice your runs, and I will catch you next time.